Welcome to New Possibilities. I speak truth to power without fear. So, as many of you know, rapper Young Dolph was shot and killed. And if I'm not mistaken, it was in Memphis, Tennessee. And it's just a horrible tragedy. And it's a part of a pattern that we're seeing with a lot of these young rap artists being shot and killed. There was a time when it was rare and unusual for a rap artist to be shot. But now it seems like every other day you're hearing about another rap artist being shot and killed. You had people like Nipsey Hussle, you Pop Smoke, and then a whole bunch of artists from Chicago. A lot of these artists are like promising artists, like that have just started. I don't think that's not the case with Young Dolph, but other artists, like they have just emerged as stars. They're on the rise, and then their star is snuffed out in a short period of time. And it speaks to the level of violence that is plaguing our communities, you know, all over this nation. You know, there's violence that's plaguing communities. You know, many communities like here in Baltimore are plagued by violence. An elderly woman was killed, stabbed to death in a church recently here. So this violence is out of control. And if we are concerned about Black lives, we have to be concerned about Black lives, not only in police brutality cases, but also in these senseless acts of violence that plague our communities. So, you know, that's one thing that has to be mentioned about this whole thing. And then the other thing is this, like the music. You know, a lot of this music promotes violence and celebrates and glorifies street life and stuff like that. And a lot of it like stokes violence. Like, for instance, in Chicago, you have these rap artists that actually sing about shooting and killing each other. They actually stoke beef between each other, gang wars between each other through the music. And they make disrespectful remarks about people that have been shot and killed in the streets of Chicago and stuff. And that stokes violence. So you have a lot of artists from Chicago that are regularly shot and killed all the time. And it just speaks to the violence that's celebrated in this music. Like, we don't have any problem with this music celebrating violence. You know, people will be quick to throw an artist under the bus for all kinds of things, you know, when it comes to, you know, other issues. But when it comes to promoting violence, when it comes to promoting destruction and drug dealing and all that kind of stuff, there is no canceling of those artists for that. In fact, they're celebrated and elevated. And it's like this culture that we live in romanticizes thug life, you know, celebrates, criminality. It's like criminality is viewed as some kind of badge of honor, some kind of rites of passage. When somebody's locked up, you know, or they've been shot and they live, you know, people call them a real nigga and all that kind of stuff. You know, a lot of women, for instance, are attracted to thugs and all that kind of stuff. So you have a promotion of this self-destructive culture that's destroying our community like a cancer. And when we see these deaths of these young brothers, that's what we see. We're witnessing, you know, larger examples of a problem that plagues our community, or examples that get far more attention than other examples of violence that continue to plague our communities. Another thing that I wanted to talk about real briefly before I hit the gym is just about, you know, this whole keeping it real thing, you know, people trying to, you know, present themselves as being so hood, so they have such street credibility. They feel like they can just hang out in the hood and all that kind of stuff, despite their wealth and their fame and stuff like that. They come into, you know, the hood with no security and all that kind of stuff. And to me, that's just foolish. Like, you can still rep your hood and take care of your community without going there unprotected, like going to a neighborhood with no security, knowing that you got all this money, all this fame, and you're shining in front of all these people that are hungry in these streets. You know, people that are hungry for your money. You know, people that are haters, that hate your status and hate the fact that you have achieved so much in life. You look like bait to them. You look like food to those kind of people. So if you're going to come to the hood, you should come with security if you're a celebrity. Or you can give back to the neighborhoods and invest in the neighborhoods from a distance. Because a lot of times these people saying they're keeping it quote unquote real end up dead. When these people say they rep the streets and all that kind of stuff, and they want to be about that life and still associate with, you know, that criminal element or be amongst that criminal element, they end up dead. This is a prime example of when keeping it real goes wrong. So I just had to get on here and share my thoughts. You know, I send my condolences to the brother's family, you know, my prayers to his family. You know, and the sad thing is, like, a lot of the things that this brother rapped about, like, became manifest, you know, because he talked about how there's no love in these streets. He rapped about how you can't trust people and stuff like that. You can't trust your homies and all that kind of stuff. And this brother ends up dead. And it'll be a shame that this is over some hip hop beef and all that kind of stuff. It's ridiculous that people, some people take this hip hop stuff way too far and they end up shooting and killing each other. We saw what happened to Tupac and Biggie. And you got all these other examples of other rap artists that have been, so many rap artists that have been shot and killed. And this is just a disgrace. So anyway, man, tell me what y'all think about this. Please rate, comment, subscribe, like the video, share the video, hit that notification bell so that you'll know when I post new content on here. Peace and blessings. Have a great day.